boy, you better get your ass from off my porch beating on my door like this. I will call the police. You need to leave. Don't you ever beat on my goddamn door like that. Go. Okay.
I hate when guys text you, did you take the plan B? No. I forgot.
Hmm. Okay. I guess we could start. Make sure I got everything lined up. All right. Check out all social medias. Make sure everything is sent out. As you know, I like to do a little housekeeping before I start this stream. And normally I could do it off the way, but you know how when you start streaming, it doesn't get it out until you hit that go live button. I tell you guys, it's such a hassle being a fucking content creator. It's just crazy, man. It's a lot of stuff gotta get done. A lot of stuff. Anyway, let me do this. Let me remove this. Okay. And and I forgot my stage thing. Oh, my apologies. My apologies. You see, that's when you know you haven't really got it yet until you get comfortable. And I have not got used to this yet. So wait. Before I do something, let me make sure my studio, my computers are set up. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Where is it? I gotta make sure my thing's all set up. Testing now. Hmm. Yep, it works. Okay. Everything's a set to go. So what's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? As you know, I am Chaos Rain here. And I'm gonna do something interesting tonight. Probably gonna have like a little phone line open while talking to y'all. And I might throw the StreamYard link if when I'm ready. So if people can come up and give their take on this particular subject. But before I give you the title of today's stream, make sure if you are going to be new to the channel or you're already an existing subscriber, how to subscribe, you know the drill. You hit that red button. You hit that top notification bell. Never hit middle or lower bell. No middle or lower bell. That's no good. You don't get enough from middle. You don't get enough from the lower end. Where the party is at is the top notification bell. That's where you know where the uploads come from. That's where you know when the live streams come up. Hell, you might even know when there's a post in the community wall. You get all that with the top bell. Shit, I don't know. I'm just telling you. Always make sure your subscriber and your notifications set on high. I'm the messenger. Let y'all know what it is. So that's how you subscribe to Chaos Rain channel. Also, please follow me on Twitter at Chaos Rain 7. I do have Clubhouse. I don't use it much, but I will put it in future streams or uploads to start promoting the Clubhouse version of the Chaos Rain channel. My reason why I'm not on Clubhouse like I usually was, since I was on there back in 2021, I believe, with the help and assistance of the one and only Miss Letitia Underwood. And I think really I didn't come onto the app until I think the middle of 2021, if I can remember. So it's a long time since I've been on that app. And personally, in my opinion, how I view Clubhouse, I view every other app as another website that fills and displays people's degeneracy, their behavior, their irrational thinking, their thoughts, how they want to talk about gender issues, most likely, and talk bad about each other and cuss each other out on a phone app. That's my perception of Clubhouse. As much people don't want to hear that, but that's what I've gathered throughout the whole year being on that app. Now, am I against people using that app to grow their audience? No. But you got to know what you get into if you're going to entertain Clubhouse or do content on Clubhouse. I'm just giving you the scoop. Me personally, if I told people if they were going to start off doing content on any social media, your best bet is sticking with the basic and sticking with things that's really growing, I think TikTok is a good spot right now. I never really do I have TikTok? I might have TikTok, but I have not really got to understand TikTok yet, personally. Um, I might create a Chaos Rain channel on TikTok. I I'm still dabbling about that to see how I'm gonna put content on there because that's more designed for low attention span people and putting out things that's under 30 seconds or greater to me personally is not content. But that's me. But like I said, what it's trying to do is trying to lower the average human attention span and make it worse than it seems. And how I think and rational things, you as a person, if you're over the age of 25 and up, you can't afford to have a low attention span in this uncertain world we're in, especially living in a more highly technical age we're in. Your attention span should be all on point to the uncertainties of not only this environment but outside the world. Anytime when they're trying to condition a set of people to have low attention span, you're setting yourself for a disaster, and the world, as we know it, could be brink of destruction. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I mean, if I was really lying about y'all, I would not tell y'all that, but that's how I see it. Um, let me see what's going on here. Let me see if anything else I do want to add on. Look like everybody's coming up on the board, so that's good. I'm just checking everything now, and I'm about to very start in a few seconds. And who else? I'm trying to think who else is under that. Come, let's make sure my notifications are set up in a way, and I think that's it. All right, so this should be an interesting one. All right, I think that's all notifications. So let me check the timer. All right, we good. So let's begin, guys. Oh, and make sure to donate and support the channel. As you know, as I'm growing, I would like people to, throw whatever is in there, throw your buckets in here. To ask the crowd, and maybe you can give me an answer in the comment section. Once y'all guys start throwing donations, what sound effects that I'll present to y'all if, let's say, somebody donates to the channel? It is solely up to y'all. You could leave your comment now while I'm live stream or after the replay of this. I'm looking forward to hear from you. And make sure you hit the like button. Okay, today's subject. What is the subject on the matter? Or what is on the plate? I'm glad you asked. Doja Cat and its tragic mulatto effects. As you know, the one they call Doja Cat, she looks like a cat. She meows like, or she, what do you call it, makes a moo as she's a goat or a cow, whatever you want to call it. Was one of her first few hits back, what year? 2011, I think. I forgot what year it was. It was years back, but one time she said she was a cow. Now she's a cat. What's next? Next, she gonna call herself a panther, or she gonna call herself one of the Wakanda soldiers. Have y'all noticed that Doja Cat, her bald head represents the Woman King and the up and coming movie Wakanda Forever? Have y'all noticed that? Have y'all noticed, or just me? It's just me. I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, so let's look. Oh, and actually, let me get the call number here, because I'm gonna be simulcasting on here. So I'm gonna put something on mute. 1 second, guys, before I go into this. All right, the call line setup. Those that's on the other side that will call into the show. All right. So before I go into Doji, let's look at some of the articles take on it. Then I'll give you my take on this because people blog and write things about your favorite entertainers, and it's always interesting to see what has been said throughout the internet. So let's take a look, shall we? And y'all guys could find this. Let's look. All right. There we go. Doja Cat shaves head and razors off eyebrows, speaking on why she doesn't like having hair. Now, and this is written by Brad Callis, and it's by Complex Articles. Looks like a secure website. As you know, you look at her now, her tan self, with her nice 4-scene hair, which she has to constantly go fry and dye to get it nice and straight. Cause you know how certain mulattoes are nowadays. Mulattoes don't like to keep nappy hair. You know what I'm saying? They need to have the white aesthetics. You know what I'm saying? They might have certain white features depending on the admixture, but overall they need to have that straight hair. So obviously, like, most sisters that go to the tailor, the barber, or whatever you want to call it, and go on and get the creamy crack and put on their head and make it rest for like a couple of seconds. And please, ladies, don't make it rest in your head too long. Please don't let it rest too long in your head, because if it does, it will burn your scalp. Chaos recommends and advocates that you must keep healthy hair. I would recommend use distilled water to wash your hair if you have hair problems. That's another story. Anyway, as the article goes on, Doja Cat hops on Instagram Live on Thursday to showcase a new cut. During an Instagram Live session, the Grammy-winning artist explains why she decides to shave her head, revealing that she never been a fan of her natural hair. I wonder why. As you know, the thumbnail, as I see the thumbnail, she always had 4-scene hair. There's nothing curly about Doja Cat's hair, ladies and gentlemen. She wears wigs. She wears the weave. She does, because she is part black, part Negroid, and part Caucasian on the Jewish side of things, from what I'm hearing. And I'm not sure if it's a bad combination, but who knows? Let's keep going. I just can't believe it took me this long to be like, shave your effing head. Doji shares, because first of all, I don't wear my hair out. You guys have seen me wear my natural hair out, and I had like 2 eras where my hair wouldn't be out. Like, I wouldn't straighten it. See, like I say, this is the one of many few cases of the tragic mulatto. When you have that black blood in you, that little 25 or 45%, whatever the case may be. And I wonder if these people that are mixed ever gonna get ancestry DNA and check how much admixture there are between the 2 parents. Do y'all know? I wonder if y'all know, because I don't know. I just don't know. I'll tell you one thing. When you add mixture, you're going to have 50 from your father, 50 from your mother, and depending on the admixture, it might be more of the above, more or less person. And as I'm looking in and watching, I'm just flipping through my phone so I can see what's going on. Okay. All right. I'm looking in the chat room, so and make sure I like the stream. Okay. There was a moment where it was natural, and I don't even wear it natural because I feel like it's just a effing nightmare, dude. I'm over it. I'm liking this. So she likened the bald head. Interesting. Doja continues, what is the use of having hair if you're not going to effing wear it? It's out. I don't even sport it, so I'm shaving it off. There's no point. I never felt so effing happy. Like, It's very funny how much of an effect of taking my hair off my head has positively influenced me. Is it has influenced you, or are you going for a what they call a serious nightmare or a breakdown of yourself, Miss Doja Cat? Because your hair gave you much a problem for throughout these years, if you want to believe that, right? You shaved your head before you start gaining traction, in my opinion. I'm just saying. Let's keep going down. I feel like I was never supposed to have hair anyway. She admits, I don't like having hair. I never like having hair. I cannot tell you one time since the beginning of my life that I'd ever been like, this is cool. I just do not like to have hair. Now, mind you, people, before we continue, make sure you guys could like the share the stream. I'm giving you my perspective of what I see. And really, there is a problem with this mulattoism. I give you why. But before why, we got to understand this. There are a lot of few black celebrities, as you know, are now going bald head. I'm not sure if it's a mental issue or whatever you want to call it, or they just want something different. If you know Miss Jada Pinkett Smith, she always loves her hair. But because she has certain hair conditions that thin her hair to the point she was losing her hair, she decided to go bald. Okay, that makes sense. But like someone as young as her, that's 26 of age, and nothing's wrong with her hair, really. But if you think about it, everything about Doja Cat is always and will forever be a reflection of self-hatred. And why I mean by this, I'm going to pull up some old information if I can on the internet. If y'all recall about her journey from I'm a cow to now. Not in the way that you see fit. Let's keep going. It's this right here. Short after explaining why she shaved her head, Doji took a razor to her eyebrows in front of her Instagram followers. My makeup artist just texted me, "Are you shaving your brows off? I'm driving the F over." She said, "I'm going to do it." After some fan expressed their concern over Doji's decision, she asserts them that she is just fine. Assures them. It is so funny. All the Terry Joe and country girls in my chat are like, "Are you okay, sis? Are you okay, sis? Are you okay, sis?" Now, mind you, these are black women, mind you. These are not Caucasian women. Because she has a heavily crowd of non-black women and black women as well. Because as you know, once you know you have a black parent, you know how black people are. We consider that from what is the rules applied in the West, the one drop rule. All right. Are you okay, sis? Are you okay, baby? She said, "I'm fine, Terry Joe. I'm just fine. I'm doing dandy." Look at it. She shaved her eyebrows too. See, look at that. Very interesting. We're not gonna play that. I don't want to see that. She got more. And there's more. As you see her put on the makeup and the mascara and paint herself, so it looks a certain way. Doji just shaved her eyebrows off Instagram Live, uncovering a beauty mark. Interesting. I know that. Doji said she thinks about shaving her eyebrows for a while. Now and assures concerned fans that she is okay. Is she? Doji's new look arrived a few days after she was involved in a series of heated exchange on Twitter, which resulted in the 26-year-old rapper accusing the platform of taking away her ability to reply to anything. And probably is for good reason. That's one article. Let me go back. Now, I'm seeing in the chat room, wait, let me read this. Chaos Rain, Doja Cat, I'm an awkward black mixed woman, and I can't get it. The white men I want, so let me cut my hair. Mr. Z, like always, if you're still around, I'm gonna open up and we're gonna elaborate more on this because it's much deeper than that, brother. It is. Let me find one more article, and then I'm gonna give you this take on the tragic mulatto. I'm gonna go really into the meat and be honest. Let's look. And let me see if any other articles talk any else. And let me check this one. I always gotta look at it, make sure it's okay. Oh wow. Oh wow, this one's even worse. All right, I'm gonna share this. Ooh. Ooh. Woo. Yeah. Y'all gotta see this. Sharing this now. Yes. Next article by Stereo Gum. All right. What the hell is this? All right. Doja Cat hates fans asking if she's okay for shaving her head and eyebrows. I'm rich. I'm fine. This was done 2 days ago. Or a day ago, whatever you want to call it. Look at that. She got heart emojis on her eyebrows. This look weird. Look like an alien. Let's keep going. Doja Cat is having a eventful week. On Thursday, the performer got into it with some fans on Twitter after she tweeted, "People are so effing dumb. Instagram is terrifying." When some fans criticized her in the replies, Doja clapped back with comments like, "You're being a cringy ass nerd. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. And you're a effing nerd and no one likes you." Getting into it with fans isn't that usual for Doja, but later in the weeks, things escalate. When she reveals a shaved head on Instagram Live, she then proceeds to shave her eyebrows and make fun of fans expressing concerns. Finally, on Friday, she went back on live to talk about how she dislikes. "Are you okay, Queen?" comments. I didn't know Doja was Queen. That's new. Interesting. Interesting. Let's go down. And she expressed that she is rich. Yes, we know you're rich, baby. You got a lot of money. We know that. I think your net worth right now is $8 million. Yes. That's a lot of money. Yes. "I'm rich. I'm fine," she said. "Just the whole 'Are you okay, Queen?' shit makes me want to rip my beep. I guess the hair that I have left out, and that would be my pubics." Now we all know, ladies, stop it. We all know you are shaving the private areas too. And you don't have to be rich to know. We have to know that it's subliminal. It's transparent, unfortunately. And I really want to get in people's business, but I doubt I see anybody that doesn't even. If a woman is groomed, she's going to groom every part of her body, including her armpits. So let's stop it. All right. Amanda Palmer even came out in defense of Doja, seeming attributing the singer no eyebrows look to an old interview where Doja talks about loving Palmer band and the what they call Dresden Dolls. Palmer historical has shaved off her eyebrows and penciled in a new one as part of her performance aesthetics. The new eyebrows look on "Oh yeah, you got it," Palmer captions on Instagram with photos of himself and Doja. "I saw an old interview with Doja Cat saying she loves the Dresden doll, or what they call it, Dresden doll. I hope that it would finally come to accept the beauty of the spontaneous, sparkling liquid eyeliner eyebrows if this becomes a thing. I will giggle for years." And she's right, because let's be honest, a lot of people are followers. If a celebrity does something new and puts it on their face, every other person's going to do it. they followers. It is what it is. Now, here's the tweets, and here's the very much unusual tweets that slash against Doja Cat by one woman, Miss Lesbian Chaotic, and she looks like she's chaotic. I'm not sure how pretty she is, but we only can see her face. But it looks like she has been indulgent in carpet munching, but that's her business. Her energy has been off, like all the focus on it, the haters and negativity. It drains me as a fan of her. It blocks people, isn't going to stop the trolling. She needs to adjust to the celebrity life. One woman says, "Shut the F up, bitch. You don't know my life." Mm. Next one. Need me. So that means I hate her. Left my ass off. She responds, being a cringy ass nerd, please stop. Next tweet. By Bag. You're one of them people. Let's not forget all the controversy you have and act like it's nothing, bozo. She responds, suck my beep, 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 and eat my beep, 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 bitch. Next tweet. Not the queen of cringy calling me a cringe. I finished it. And she responds, I'm a nerd. You're an effing nerd, and no one likes you. Ooh, goddamn. One by Miss Keller. Doja Cat just shaved her eyebrows off on Instagram Live. Uncovered the beauty marks. Okay. And she writes here more. Going down. I think this is shade room. We're not worrying about that. And there's more pictures. Yeah. And that's it. My God. It's crazy. That's crazy. Now, let me check the chat room. Let's see what's going on. Thank y'all for liking the stream. If y'all don't be afraid, guys, donate to the stream as well. Yeah, man. Now I know some content creators have covered this. They're giving their psychoanalysis of this woman. I'm giving you the real raw truth about things. And let me find this. Let me type in Doja Cat on Reddit. Let me see. I'm trying to find this one article. That's not it. Now, there was something that happened years ago when Doja was on I think a Zoom meeting or some little StreamYard meeting or whatever they call it. And it was a bunch of Caucasian males, maybe some 18 up most likely. And she's on there adding on and implying and joining in the conversation of the racist slurs of non-white people. And mind you, this is not alleged because they have proof because a lot of people recorded and sent it out there throughout the media of her partaking in these conversations with white supremacists. And when this happened? I'm trying to find the date when this happened. It looks like this happened 2 years ago. Come look at date now. This is 2020. So that happened over 2 years ago. If y'all remember that. Now that was 2 years ago. Now move forward to present day. Let's look. Doja Cat shooting her shot. Shooting her shot at a 17-year-old boy. Now let me see which. This is Entertainment Tonight, and this is a video of it. I don't want the video. I want the article. This is Entertainment Tonight, so we don't want that. I'm trying to find. Okay, we'll try BuzzFeed for now. Now, if y'all remember the conversations, and I'm just throwing out because there's many articles on this personally, and this is not the one. Let me see if this is the right one. No, this is not the one. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, all right. We'll look at this one. This is BuzzFeed. And this was back in July. So I'll share this. Let me see if anybody's here sharing this now. And mind you guys, I just pick a lot of this to look at it. And there's many more. As you know here, BuzzFeed, this came out back in July 8th, 2022. Doja Cat accused Noah Schnapp of a weird power play thing after he leaks their private conversation about his Strange Things co-star. And as you know, there's screenshots, pictures, using a slide in Noah's Instagram DMs to share her crush on his co-star Josephine Quinn. Okay, it's Josephine Quinn. But it's more than that, because why would you slide it into a minor to express your deep desires over another man? Last time I checked. But if Doja, who has been one of the biggest cheerleaders, tweeting on May, Josephine Quinn, fine as S. Okay, cool. An exchange followed tweets photos of Josephine starring Doja. Look at her fine Josephine Quinn. That's Josephine Quinn. As we scroll down, Noah played Will Bryce in Strange Things since season 1. So now let's look at the tweets. These are a few pictures of tweets. Noah, can you tell Josephine to hit me up? She wrote in a private Instagram message, wait, no, does he have a GF? Noah, can you tell Josephine him? Wait, no, does he have a girlfriend? That's Doja Cat. See the nice little blue check mark? See that shit? Laugh my ass off. Slide into his DM. I don't know his IG or Twitter. He doesn't have a DM to slide in. He does. Said he doesn't have a DM to slide in. But why you slide into a 7-tier to find another tweeter or another account for another person? That don't make no sense. That does not make no sense at all. Then plays Wings person as sharing Josephine profile. Let's go Strange Things. We're going down. And you know, she has to try to defend that nonsense. And we're going down. The fact that Noah did that, like went and posted a private conversation between me and him, is so unbelievable, socially unaware and whack. She went on, that's like borderline snake shit. That's like weaseling shit. And I'm not saying that it clips his entire personality. Like, I don't imagine Noah that way. Well, my question to you, Miss Cat, if you really want to shoot your shot, all you have to do is find someone that's really close to Noah and make the connection. It's that simple. Now, she's saying the boy is a snake, but I don't think that's a snake because that is some predator stuff. Very predatory in nature. And she's trying to defend the junk. Man, I'm stopping this. I don't even want to look at this. It's disgusting. Yeah. It's very predatory. Unfortunately. But you know, it's funny when it comes to man and woman. If a man did that, obviously he would not be looked as predator. He'd be put into the jail tonight. Not 2 weeks now, 3 weeks now. He will be put into the jail tonight. Tonight. But because she is a woman and a mixed woman, it's okay. We'll say, oh, girls are gonna be girls. It's not a big deal. If the boy was getting his shoot, or a woman shooting her shot at a boy to get at a so-called man or whatever case may be, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Matter of fact, I think most in America, in the West, I think it's honorable for a woman older than a man to really give up the goods. Now that I think about it. Because if you think about gentlemen, they don't make much complaints about, these boys getting their dick sucked, getting fucked very young. Now I think about it. Now I think about it. I don't think it's a problem here. But if a man does it, it's a big problem. And I'm not saying there's exceptions to the rule, but there has to be some consistency here, because if you turn up the boys, then by default, the boys going to turn up the girls. I'm just saying, just as me, but I know. Anyway, let me look at the comment sections, and I'm going to give my overall take, and I'm going to open this up. Doja don't tries to shoot her shot at the 70-year-old. She tried to use him to get at his co-actor. Yeah, I see that. Doja is like a lot of suburban, awkward black women. Mixed black women, but she's black, yes. They think like white girls, but the world doesn't see them or treat them that way. It causes a lot of trauma and awkward situations. Indeed. Doja hates that she didn't come out with loose texture hair like most mixed women, but instead came out with the foreseen hair texture like black women. She was raised by a single, European mother. So I'm not surprised. And I should not be surprised either. A2 Ricky and Mr. Black, because to the meat of this stream, I didn't want to say this, but I got to keep real with y'all. There's a danger once you start creating mulatto children out of two different racial unions, especially in the West today, in the 21st century. Now, last century, it started to pick up roughly in the late 80s, going 90s. But now we're looking at, after roughly over 30 years of this, we see what it's producing, whether it's coming from a black man or black woman. It's producing confusion. Now, I only can name a few somewhat celebrities, or people that are in relationship with celebrity or athletes that's in the entertainment world that are mixed. One example, Derrick Rose's wife. I forgot her name. I don't know her name. Y'all can look him up, and you'll find his wife. His wife is a byproduct of two different racial parents. Derrick Rose's wife, mother is black, and her father is white, and she exudes the same pathology or racist towards not only maybe some of the men, possibly, but majority on black women in regards to their looks. She refers to black women, naturally born black women that come from two black parents, as monkeys. How I prove it? Go Google it. She came out of a byproduct of what we call miscegenation or absorption between two different racial parents. Black mother, white man. Same with Doja. Doja came out of two byproduct miscegenations. Black father, white mother. And there's a correlation that adds on to why this is the phenomenon. Why this is because these biracial children are confused in the world that's predominantly run by Europeans, which would exude what they call white supremacy, as we know it today. And it's more than just the thought of it. It is institutionalized and is also in the hearts and souls of most majority people, especially if you're a byproduct of the two different races. You come in and you operate in the world as you could, what we call, shift between two different races and code switch, because depending on your admixture, if you look more European, you might be able to slide into the to the midst of other races of people without them questioning, most likely. But if you have too much of the black admixture in your mix, you might not have that luxury to do so, even if you have lighter skin. Mostly when the one drop rule was created, it's designed not only to keep the wealth amongst white people, but to distinguish and separate them to us and other. It takes now, today, in the 21st century, because you know the projection of the 2053, the tanning and browning of America, it takes much further than 2 to 3 generations now to make maybe possibly a tan or Caucasian person out. Now, I remember one time it took a little bit longer, and the reason why, because if you notice, most people didn't really mix like that en masse. But because of some black people that were born and raised here, and even outside the Caribbean or where part of the world, that has some form of admixture because trauma and rape has came into play that made our genetics today. We have somewhat, at best, maybe 14 or 20% of white, and that small percent alone could go from the 20% to more than half to over 75%. And I remember Psychopathist said best that if you want to know how to separate between black people and mixed people, you always got to check how much admixture you go. I don't really follow that notion because that notion is nonsense. Because the reason why, because we have a one drop rule that was instilled to keep the races divided and to keep the wealth divided as well, as you can see. So I don't really go by a notion. Usually, if you got one parent's black and one parent that's white, you fall under that one drop rule, regardless. And depending how you want to get out of the one drop rule, you're going to have to add mixture 2 more generations at best. Or not, you could go back to the black by 1 generation and go back, find a black person, intermingle and procreate, and you're back to black again. There's no quadrooms or all that nonsense. That quadroom set only comes into existence once you start admixing to someone that's not black. Meaning, if you are, and this is me now, people, you can criticize what I'm saying. That's fine. I'm giving my take. If you are a product of biracialism, all you have to be make yourself white, you had to go from quadroom to almost white again. That means if you mix, you might have to mix with someone that's white to be quadroom, what they call it. And as you get from quadroom or whatever you want to call that nonsense, you can go to white, and people will not notice the difference. Hell, look at Tracy Ellis Ross' children. Her son married a Caucasian woman, and his children is mostly quadroom. They're actually completely white. It is what it is. Just keeping it real. So that's how it works. And the tragedy of the effect of the mulatto, like the Doja Cats, is self-hatred is the top priority of a mixed breed person. Because confusion makes self-hatred. You can't flip between both. You want to slide more over to the dominant side, but you can't. And you only can be separate to the black side depending on which sexual group. If it's a black woman, she might not like you because you have somewhat a percentage of white in you, and you're going to look more fair skinned. You might have maybe less 4C hair. You might have some curly hair. You might even have some good. Your hair might get somewhat straight, but it's still going to be curly because remember, admixture, you had to admix again to get that straight hair. So obviously, you can't go on that side because black people are going to have their problems because you're not fully black, and you have the phenotype and the skin type that majority, I'm sorry to say it's brothers like, because the lighter you are, and we could tell that you look more light and more mixed or socially ambiguous, they'll rock with you. They will say you are black, and because you don't look like them, you have a more better shot in relationships with them. And black woman by default does not like that. So it creates the greatest confusion, like a Doja Cat, because she can't blend in between the two race and genders, certain genders. So when you see her shave her goddamn head and start cut her eyebrows the way it is now, and it looks like she has like little heart emoji eyebrows, look some weird shit. She's doing it because she is really, she's out of her mind right now. She don't know what to do with herself. And anytime we see a woman like her in her mid-20s, she's having like a midlife crisis at this point, do what she does, it tells me she needs someone that she could talk to. And eventually someone that can guide her, and eventually needs a good therapist. She does need it. Because she's never done this before, but she's doing now. Because look what's happened to her life up to the last 2 years. She's all over the place. One, she was in a racist website, enjoying the laughs and giggles of non-black men calling black people Negroes, niggas and stuff. And they also clown her and call her Negro too, which she ain't like, but they call her too. Even to the point now she was shooting her shot to some underage boy just to get at some other celebrity. She's not really, from what I'm seeing, she's not fit for relationships. The last thing she should be focused on is relationships. She need to focus on how she can get her mind right first. Because all the money she make, it's going to drive her crazy. I wouldn't be surprised she's on psych medications. I guarantee you she probably is on medication. Who believes that? Matter of fact, I'll do a poll right now. Fuck it. I'll do a poll right now. And please like the stream, guys. It's all right. Let's see this work. All right, please give your take now. And overall, that's where I'm at with it. Personally, she needs help. So as I'm letting people give the polls, I'm going to open the lines up now. For those that want to add on to the conversation, or some that I miss or I don't get, I would appreciate it. All right. So the call line's open now. You may come up, and I'm going to open up the lines on the free conference line as well. I'm simulcasting today on this weekend. Anybody in the free conference, if y'all guys want to ask a question, press *6. Oh, and I forgot to let y'all know, I also got a Discord service as well. Join the Discord. Join the many chaos reign. Be the ones that will restore the order in which the world we live in today. The Discord is on the About section. And also follow me on Twitter as well. My thinking is this with Doja Cat. And I got to be serious about this. At 26, how long y'all think her career is going to last? And how long you think as a woman of her age going to last? Since she's really at this downward spiral in life, her having herself a midlife crisis. She might not seem like she had a midlife crisis, but we all know from watching her behaviors for the last 2 years. And all this during the pandemic, that she's all over the place. Even to the point now, you know, we know you're mixed. You don't express it a lot, but you're ashamed about it because now you cannot assimilate well into the American social order. You make a lot of money, we understand, but really true, you want to assimilate really to the dominant society. And how she's moving around to get that acceptance is not the way to go. Personally, she's not going to be, accepted, even though she got millions of dollars, because they look at her as a mulatto, a Negro. The one drop rule is not just, they put that on you. They put that on you for life as a mixed person. Once they already know the background of you, and trust me, if they can't tell that you look phenotypically white, they're always going to be suspect that which parent you come from, as from the mother or the father, whether the mother's black or the father's black. And trust me, they will know. way how technology is now, people could easily do background check a lot of people now. It's not hard nowadays. It's not hard. Anyway, let's look at the last comments. Fathers from Africa. I know that it's fathers from South Africa. Let me see. All right. So let me look at the free conference. See anybody raise their hand. If you guys have any questions on the free conference call, you Greg or wherever who's on this line, phone lines, you know the drill. I think it's *6 or participant code 917-324#. I'm sorry. Okay. Going back here. Another thing I do want to add. I've noticed a lot of our people, in regards to the children making here in America, and we all know about the black man is single childless. Okay. I posed a question a month ago or two about what is the average age for a black man, especially, to have a child first time. What age? What's the average age? One time back almost 20 years ago, I think 17, 18 years ago, the average age for a father, roughly average age for first-time fathers, is 25. And what I got from Amiri is now roughly, it says roughly over 27. I would say 28 now. And over 18 years. And I'm still waiting for him to give me that data. And the reason why I'm mentioning this to y'all, the reason I said is I mentioned y'all because we gotta really know, man, because there's no way hell you could be 50 or more % childless up to the age of 40 or 50 years of age. Personally. Now, there are some men out here that will keep it real and say they might not have kids yet and they're in their mid-30s. And there are some men that will keep it real and say they have already had kids out of wedlock. I'm more focused on the medium of where is the average sweet spot when a black man, especially in America, will have kids. You get me? And then it's going to start twinkle about the, what they call 70, 80% out of wedlock. I never focus because always I think that, you know, these women are screwing the so-called lower levels of black men. But we all know damn well there are regular men that's doing what they have to do and have kids by black women and roughly not marrying them. And how we know? Because it's only 30% of us getting married legally. And that's another question they're not talking about. Where is this 80% black people getting married? Are they getting 80% married legally by paper, or they're doing this so-called shacking up bullshit? This so-called common law marriage, which most black people don't know what the fuck common law is. Personally. In certain states, they're slowly removing common law. One, Philadelphia is one of them. The old man revealed that. And they did that last couple of years. So Philadelphia is one state that said we don't respect or we don't look at your marriage as common law. That tells you other states are going to follow suit. I see somebody wrote some here. We are genetically dominant, so technically she is black, and the white side is almost non-existent, aka recessive. The problem with that, Will Cashgrove, is recessive today and dominance is totally different now, and here's why. Unless you check how much admixture, and they got now tests now, like they have DNA tests, if we're not going in and checking how much % we have in our admixture in regards to black to white, meaning European descent to African descent, we were not sure what is the percentage. Usually when you're dominant, you should be roughly over 70%. Which is a passing grade. 60, you're slightly in a D. 50, you're actually failing. And usually 50 is half and half. So when we talk about this domination today, it's totally different now when we looked at a whole century ago. I would say 200 years ago. Now, if you as a brother or sister admix to any non-black person, your children are going to probably come out more whiter than you. It is what it is. I seen it now. I seen certain, and trust me, I'm out here, people. I see people, especially men, especially when they have their baby, to their children don't look nothing like them. They look more like the opposite race, more likely. It is what it is. That's just from my eyes, from my perspective. I can't speak for everybody else. That's what I noticed. And because of that, I don't really go and believe this notion that this dominant genome is going to hold dominance for long. And this is where we fall under trap as people about this dominant gene. Your genes could be erased. And if it could be erased, you always got to really think critically. Why now are you removing some essential laws to the point now you are forcing and pushing admixture to the what they call 12, 13% of the population of black people? That's a question you as a black man, black woman need to start asking yourselves. 1 second. That's the question we should ask ourselves personally. Um, so when people talk about this dominance and recessiveness, it's a bunch of hogwash. It doesn't really stand enough now in the 21st century. It was good back before the 20th century, but now because we are now more mixed than we ever was for over 50 more years, and we already have that little small 20 or roughly 25% non-black in us. I don't see dominance last long in this Western first world nation, America country, in another 20 or 32 years. I just don't see it. Or 31 years. Sorry, my math is wrong. Next 31 years, 2053. I don't see it. The only way I could see that possible, and I mean possible, is you're going to have to start really procreate with someone that's roughly 90% African. And trust me, niggas ain't are in the business procreating with anybody darker than them. That doesn't have too much admixture. They're not. They're just not gonna. They're not gonna. Nah, they ain't gonna do it. Because let's be honest, we have a hold on. As I'm doing some, I'm trying to find some guys. Shit, I'm trying to. Where was that? Okay, that's not it. Shit. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find the link. Did I erase it? All right, stand by, guys. I gotta find the message I sent. Ah, here it is. I found it. Let me recopy this. Because some notifications I forgot to send. All right. All right, that's it for now. Let me check. All right, let me check the conference call. All right, no one's raising their hand. So it looks like I got nothing else on the menu. You know, it's funny talking about this, you know, and I did talk about, you know, interracialism, which I forgot to put, but really it's more focused on the miscegenation part of things. I I don't normally talk about it because it's touchy. Most people don't want to talk about race in a way because let's be honest, we're in a racist country, and we think it's not anything important. In my opinion, I think it is because let's be honest, we're at the process of admixture or absorption, and we got to understand what really is the environment they want to see in the next over 20 years. And are we a part of the admixture? We know our children, that's adults now, they don't see race, and they're just as young as Doja Cat. You know, very young. But the problem is Doja Cat was brought up, brought up in a society, at the time, and I think she lived in New York at the time, of really raised by her white siblings. So obviously she might have got the racist comments, slur, possibly, at them times. So that's how I look at it. And I think what's happened to her now is she's not only confused, but she has no sense of direction. And she is looking for love. We ain't gonna lie. She is looking for love. But she's looking in the wrong places. In the wrong places. I feel what's gonna happen, she's gonna, if she's not on psych drugs ready, she's gonna probably either do two things: get some actual consultation, or she's gonna be on serious drugs, which eventually will lead to something much worse. And we all know what happens to a lot of artists that make music. Once the music stops, something happens. And I'm seeing the poll is, I see only 4 votes. So if anybody knows the poll's up, I'd like y'all to give y'all taking votes for the next couple minutes. I want to see the results of this because it probably confirms my suspicions. All right, let me see. Let me test the free conference board, see if it's working. Greg, you there? All right. Not there. Looks like the board works. So I like this simulcast now that I think about it. I do like this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So now I'm just going to scroll down and look at my other page, see what's up. All right. I'm like silence, guys, but I have to do this. Oh, and another thing, a side note, just for off topic. As you know, we're in an election year. If y'all have not noticed, the people that were involved in the murder of Breonna Taylor, they are now being investigated by the FBI for some reason. And it's really telling that they really slipped this under the rug to point out that the feds had to be involved. But we all know the feds don't just get involved for any reason. I think that was intentional, personally. And I heard a lot of things rumbling that the reason why the feds stepped in because we gotta be honest, this is an election year, and the Democrats need every vote needed. So imagine how they prosecute these 2 people. It will be an actual win for them, personally. But we'll have to see what happens. I think, in my opinion, that if they had to go to those measures, it tells me they don't really care, personally. Because what happened to her was really unjust, and these people should have been held accountable. But anyway, I got one caller on the free conference end. All right, caller, who's this?
You know this is.
What's good, Greg?
This is me. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How long? Was you listen to the stream? I'm actually simulcasting.
Yeah, I actually did listen to you. talking for about half hour
Good.
about anti-miscegenation laws and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But before
you were saying that we black.
before you continue, Greg, let me see who else raised their hand. Our call opening line. Who's this?
Yeah, hi, Gary. It's me. Hi, Greg.
Is this Mr. Solutions?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you.
All right, is that you, Mr. Solutions?
Yes, it is.
All right, can you pause for a second? Let me deal with Greg a little bit now. Let you talk. You can stay on. Keep your line open. All right. All right. Go ahead,
Sure.
Greg. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, you're talking about. You know what? You're talking about. Well, I mean, us here in America, like we said, we're 20% of us have Caucasian blood in us.
Yes.
So if you really think about it, we are actually, we are a new sort of race, hybrid race here in America. I mean, we aren't exactly African. We have a lot of Caucasian blood in us, all of us. You know, so you need to keep that in mind a little bit. We aren't pure African.
Mm-hmm.
The blacks in this country, we are mixed. And one more thing, you said about Breonna Taylor. Now, she was sort of a trap queen, you know.
That's not the focus of the stream. Greg. The focus is on Doja Cat and the tragic Mulatto effect. That's the whole subject of today's stream.
Well, you did bring her up.
I did bring her up, but briefly because I just want to lay that out briefly from my thought. But keep it short because that's not the focus of the show.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I just got on like 30 seconds, dude. What is the problem? I mean, okay, you talk about Breonna Taylor. She sort of, no, look, man, you did bring it up now. You brought her up. I didn't bring her up. You did. You did, Gary. You brought her up. I'm commenting on it because you brought her up. Now, she's supposed to be some sort of nurse or something. Why she's dealing with a drug dealer? That's something you need to consider. Why would a person, a nurse, be dealing with a drug dealer, a known drug dealer?
Mm-hmm.
Those are hard questions in the black community that we don't want to discuss. Those are things that I look at. You know, why is she consorting with a drug dealer?
You want me to give you an answer to that? The real logical answer?
Because she's not. Because she's not what you think she is. Because it's something that my father said to my sisters. Remember, he told them that certain women are always in the company of good men. And certain women are always in the company of bad men. Right? Those are things that you need to consider. You know, the company you keep is who you are, Gary. The people you hang around, if you hang around a bunch of lowlifes, Gary, I don't know if you do, but maybe you're a lowlife. You know, if you hang around a bunch of people that are criminal, drug dealers, whatever, then that goes to your character. I don't hang around people with questionable character. I try not to, except the fools I grew up with. I gotta, talk to them, but I don't hang around people with questionable character. I try to avoid them. Okay, that tells you who you are. It goes to your character, Gary. Who do you hang around, Gary? Do you hang around quality people, or do you hang around a bunch of fucking lowlifes? Now, Breonna Taylor got what she had coming because she was fucking with. She was consorting with criminals. She was a trap queen, probably hiding this nigga's dope, keeping his weapons and shit. And that's what happened. She got caught up. Okay, and that's just the way it is. Okay, I'm done. How you doing, Miss Lucy? You cool, man? You gotten off your you had a little tiff with me, man. You're cool.
I'm doing great, Greg. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, thank you, Greg.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg. All right, Miss Solutions, how long you been listening to the stream?
Yeah, first of all, I'm not familiar with the lady that you were speaking of, but I think
you mean Doja Cat? Doja Cat?
Okay. And what is she, a singer?
Yes, a rapper.
Okay. Well, you kind of nailed it when you talked about she needed counseling. Now, she has adequate resources. When a person has resources, there's very little excuse for them being dysfunctional, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I would say to you, Gary,
Yes.
is you talk a lot about so-called race, and particularly the word you use, admixture.
Mm-hmm.
Look, all human beings are mixed. They're the same species. But something I would like to ask you very
Mm-hmm.
personally and get your opinion on, and it's relevant. What do you think about a young man or woman working 70 to 80 hours per week? That is, if they're healthy.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, them working 70 to 80 hours a week to get ahead in life? How do you feel about that?
Now, when you mean 7, 8 hours, you mean on one job or more than one job? Can you elaborate in detail?
Whatever.
Well, my thing is this. Depending on your age and your work ethic, you could probably mess around and do that if you're over the age of 18. But I don't expect anybody once they start touching 30s to be kill themselves going 80 hours a week. And here's why. If you notice, most of us, we work ourselves to death. Agree? The ones that's really doing work, right?
No, I wouldn't agree with that, but go on.
And the reason why, when you do more hours, it does take a toll on your mind and body. Either if you're making every cent or alleged making every cent of every dollar of those hours, because you're trading your time for money. While other institutions that have these corporations or people that's an entrepreneur and doing it very well, they trade what their real time for the money instead of the time for money. I think it's the reverse for clarity. So my thing is this: that if you're a young person and you're doing all that, it better be for a more greater good and an intention for something much greater down the line.
Wait a minute. So say that part again. If you're a young person.
If you're doing that many hours, it better be
Yes.
for an end goal for something much greater. So that way, wherever you're trying to get to, you don't have to do too much. Because as you know, Ms. Solutions, as we get older, we can't do certain things when we're pushing like. If you look at now, they're even now capping off how much hours what you work, depending on what job you work at. And reason for that because they already done test and study that the more of a human does, the more hours it takes a toll on their mind and body, which will lead to premature death, possibly. And I say possible because I'm not sure what work people do nowadays. Most people, like most men, we might do things as physical labor, maybe. On average, we might do something that's technical that doesn't require too much. But if you're doing like small desk jobs, you could probably do it. The only thing you have to concern is your mental health. But like I said, we always got to be cautious the amount of hours we do. And every hour we do that we get paid for. And as we get more mature, that we have to find ways to divert our time to something better so we don't do too much just to get that amount of money. As you get older, you should be able to know how to make your money without investing so much time. You get me? I remember there was a book. I'm not sure you're familiar with this book called The 40-Hour Workload. You heard about this book?
I think so.
Yeah, and it was written by Caucaso. But he says how you divide your time is how you should do it. I haven't read it, but I've heard somebody tell me and reference this book to me. And I always never think about the amount of time we put out here that someone else we doing to make somebody else rich, where they don't have to invest so much time than we do, and they live a little longer. So, like I said, as you're young, it's okay to do the many hours, but as you get up to your 30s and older, you have to start diverting your time to how you can make use of your time so you don't kill yourself for every penny.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this, and yeah, I take all of what you just said into account.
Okay, fine.
But have you ever promoted that? I'm going to say to people under 40, particularly under 35.
Okay.
Do you think that would be okay for them?
To work 80 hours a week at age 35?
I said 70 to 80 hours a week, yeah.
Personally now, I know one content creator died. I would not advocate that now, especially if you're doing it up to 35, up to your 50s and still working that many hours. I don't know if that's a good idea, but like I said.
Right, let me give you a quick quote. And
Please do. Yeah, go ahead.
I figured that you would not, but this is the point.
Okay.
Is I once heard a lady say, now she was out of she had been to a group home, and she said the world only notices your race when you are the poor. In other words, she was making a class distinction. And I think a lot of the things, I'm going to quote Greg here. He just talked about character. He talked about a certain group of people bitching and begging all the time.
Okay.
And the reason one has to bitch and beg is because they haven't laid a foundation for themselves. So I would just think you should reconsider that 70 to 80 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
I hear people talk a lot of times, they'll say things such as, well, you're old. You know, they'll speak to me or Sarge in that tone. Now, I'm not that old. I'm very healthy, extremely healthy. But the thing is that if they are younger, why aren't they considering working this 70 to 80 hours a week so that they won't have to bitch and beg? And I'm just using those somewhat colloquial terms because we all understand them. But I think much of the moaning and groaning that you're doing is the result of your low-class status. And the reason that low-class status exists is because you won't work. You make all the excuses in the world. I understand everything you just said.
Okay.
But the bottom line is you've got to produce. One has got to produce. Otherwise, they're somewhat parasitic, and they're going to have to beg someone else for what they didn't produce.
Okay. Okay.
Does that provide clarity?
Yeah, that's clarity.
At all?
That's clarity. It's clarity. What?
Look, this is something I hope you would do, because the takeaway is this, Gary.
Yeah.
Is that a person only has, if they don't come from wealth, and a lot of people who come from wealth don't do that well, by the way. But if a person
there's records on that people that got it don't do very well, because let's be honest, they don't know how they get it. That's why I'm not advocate, Mr. Solutions, of people pass down wealth per se, because unless your children understand how you got it, they gotta understand how long you have to do what it takes to maintain it and grow it. You get me?
Right, but you're helping my point, and I appreciate that. So what I'm saying is that what's his name? I'm trying to think of his name. Anyway, I'll think of his name.
As you ask
the guy that comes on
before you continue, Miss Research, Miss Research, hold on. I got someone on my panel. Miss Research, hello, can you hear me? Yeah, I have someone on my panel. Let me see who this is. Hello, Faith, you there?
Hey, what's up, Chaos?
All right, good. Okay. All right. You can wrap it up, Miss Research, because I want to bring a lady up here. Go ahead. What are you saying?
Well, I'm not research. I'm solution.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Solution. Shit.
That, you know, if you want to get ahead in America, which is one of the best places to get ahead, that's why everybody tries to break into America, is you're going to have to work and not, make your platform bitching and moaning about race, about whatever it is, the sky. You're going to have to work. And I would say consider at least discussing a young, healthy person under 40 putting in 70 to 80 hours. That'll keep them out of trouble, and it will give them the greatest chance for achievement. And I know that's what you are interested in. Am I wrong?
Well, before I answer that, someone asked in the chat room, is the caller Foundation Black America? I think it is. Mr. J, you are straight ADOS, correct? Someone's asking in the chat room. Hello? The Solutions?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Someone wrote something in the chat room and said, are you ADOS?
You're getting your names mixed up. I'm Solution.
Solution.
Go ahead. What's your question?
Yeah, Mr. Solution. I'm sorry. I'm another content creator. Someone asked, are you ADOS? Someone said in the chat room. That's a question. Hello?
I think I know what that is, but tell me what it is.
You're American, born and bred, descendants of slave, that type of American from, here in America.
No, I'm not a descendant of slaves.
No, what it means said, what he means said, you're not from another country. You're born and raised in America. That's what he's asking.
Okay. A lot of people in America are not descendants of slaves. And by the way, even if someone is a descendant of slaves, that doesn't make a damn bit of difference. That's not currency. They still have the opportunity to work, to put in that 70 to 80 hours, and it will deter them from asking bullshit questions, right? It'll help them streamline their thinking. 70 to 80 hours a week, Gary.
Do you still work 70, 80 hours a week at your age at this point? I know.
I don't have to. I've done it already. Just like I graduated high school and college, I don't have to do what I've already done. I've already gotten the benefit.
So you're in I know you're not in your career now because you're past the age now that you live comfortably now where you're at now life.
No. I look, when I was 37, I had reached critical mass because I studied wealth. In between working, I also studied. And that's what helped me get ahead. And a lot of the people who are always bitching and complaining, they never stop to ask anyone who has gotten ahead how to get ahead. Because they're arrogant, they're conceited, they're supercilious. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Well, you stop at the point where, and like I said, it proved my point. As to reach that, I don't see anybody still pushing that if they are at that age that they gotta find ways to make the money instead of themselves over 78 hours a week. But that's my point. But
well, I did want him to answer the question.
What's the solutions? Hold on. What you said, Faith? Go ahead.
I did want to know, because it is an interesting question. He talks like most people who are not born of this country. So are you born of this country?
Absolutely. And I was trying to mention Dave Ramsey, who has people who call in, they talk about getting out of debt, not owing anyone anything. All right? How often do you deal with that subject, Gary, getting out of debt, instead of promoting racist and racism?
The Chaos Rain Show talks about a lot of things. Before you came across this platform on the other channel, I covered certain streams on money, wealth, etc. It's no longer on the other channel because it was deleted. Just to give you a background of me. And even on my channel, I have certain episodes now if you catch it. But like always, Mr. Solutions, if you're not paying attention to the title or when I do my broadcast, you might miss it personally.
Well, I looked that up, Gary, but what I'm saying to you, getting out of debt in terms of becoming financially viable is important. I would put that up there at number 2 at least, because working would come first. But getting out of debt is extremely important. And Dave Ramsey celebrates people who get out of debt. They've been in debt, but they extinguish their debt. And so, I'm just calling in to really help, but because I see you're struggling with an issue. And so I just thought I would call in to 70 to 80 hours a week.
So wait. So what's the issue of talking about this topic about Doja Cat and the track Mulatto? That's the issue. Be discussing this.
Right. Well, you were discussing the person's life, their overall life projection.
Oh well, my thing.
You say at one point the lady needed counseling.
Okay. Well, my thing with her is she already got the money already. Is the only thing is to make the drive to get the help, and that's another conscious effort most people are responsible for. You get me, Miss Solutions, and that's my suggestion. You know what I'm saying? People are responsible for their own mental health.
Kind of a bad example too to use because you always
no, it's not because the subject was something more beyond her. I just gave that at the wind up of my discussion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you talked about race a lot, and you're always going to find exceptions to the rule, but that doesn't exclude the rule. 70 to 80 hours a week, getting out of debt, and that'll extinguish a lot of the bullshit talk, too. In other words, talking about race, which doesn't matter, admixture. All of us are mixed, Gary. We're all mixed with a lot of something else, every one of us. We're the same species. We're either decent or indecent.
Faith, you say you were about to say something, Faith? Okay, you have your hand raised.
Well, I'm listening to the gentleman on the line here, and I agree with some of the things that he says. But
Okay.
working 70 to 80 hours a week, and that is a tall order to expect of a young person. That's a tall order for anybody.
Okay.
I would uh, not put anyone to work themselves that long, but that's just me. But as
Mm-hmm.
far as people being mixed race or we're all mixed up, I've heard this argument so many times. You're either more black or more white or more Asian. You know, everybody does have a little bit of something in them. Like me, I'm about 89% African, and I think I
Oh
might
wow.
have 2% white in me, but
Yeah.
I'm
So
not going to
you're full.
dwell on the two. I'm not going to dwell on the 2% and the 1% of whatever else they said I had and the other stuff because it's just kind of a mute point when I'm 89% African.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
Okay.
you know that all of that we're all mixed with something goes out the window. You're basically the sum of who you are is what you are the majority of, and I am majority black.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Um. Let me see who this is that raised their hand. Caller, I open line. Who's this?
Hi, it's Gigi. Hello, everybody.
How you doing, Gigi? What's good?
Good, good.
Okay.
I can speak.
Yeah, you can speak. Go ahead.
Well, may I ask who the lady guest is? It's so nice to hear a female voice over here.
Her name is the Faith Factor.
The what?
The Faith Factor. The Faith Factor.
The faith factor.
FAITH?
Factor. Factor.
Faith Factor?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, nice to meet you. I wanted to make a comment about working 70 to 80 hours a week. I think that we complain about it, but we think about it, and nobody probably will plan to do it. But when you're young, and hopefully if you don't have any dependents, you may be crying, your feet may be hurt, you may have a headache by the time you get home. You don't know how you're going to get any sleep and start all over the next day. But when you look back at it 10, 20, 30 years later, 40, you'll find those are the best times of your life if you're doing the job that you want to do, if you're doing a job that you love. I don't know about if you have a job that you hate and all of that other stuff, but that's not a lot for a young person. If you can party those hours, you know, don't give me no flashbacks, but if you can party all day and all night and get to work in the morning or get to school in the morning class, then, you know, it's not that big a deal. I'm done. That's
Oh,
my thing.
thank you, Gigi. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, we have new caller on the panel, Mr. Z, Black in Effect. What's good, bro? What's good?
What's going on? What's going on?
What's good? Yeah, listen, bro. This is our thing, man. I mean, more, I talk about it, but you know how you go in then when you deal with the data and your outlooks, Mr. Z. So please chime in on your overall take from your own analysis
Okay.
of Miss
So
Doja Cat.
I don't know Miss Doja that well. I don't know Miss Doja that well. I'm sorry, my background. But so this is how I assess this, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know about Doja letting white dudes use the N-word in her presence when she was online. We know that her father wasn't necessarily part of her life. She is a mixed black woman. And she strikes me at least as one of those awkward black women. And you add on to that mixed, and you add on to that father not really present in her life. And we see her, we know that she doesn't really go after black men or like black men in that way. And we also see her naively trying to use a 17-year-old to get at a star of the what show is that again on Netflix? I can't remember the name of the show. Stranger Things, right? Yes. So I think Doja Cat is emblematic of what's going on oftentimes with a lot of women right now. They're achieving many successes financially, educationally, but there's this one very important element, right? The intimacy, the personal relationship with the opposite sex that they're lacking, or they don't have it the way they want it, and that causes them to break. Because imagine in Doja Cat's case, you've reached the highest heights. You have music videos out there. You're known around the world. You're definitely known in America amongst different, groups. But you covet this type of intimacy with a white man, and you can't get it. Not by any type of white man you want. And as we can see, she's into kind of those kind of nerdy, slightly suave white dudes. And I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility that we might see her with a guy like that in the next couple years or whatnot. But as of right now, she doesn't have that, and you could see it's causing her some anguish, some mental anguish. I think that's right now. I think that's your typical, upwardly mobile American woman who is having these kind of issues, especially when they've accomplished certain things in their career, right? Their career, their academic situation, and now there's this just one thing that they want that's you can't merit your way into. You can't work hard enough. You can't, either the person likes you or they don't. And Doja is kind of finding that out the hard way. And I think that's why you see her engaging in these kind of, I would call it a cry for help. But I can understand if other people have something else to say for that. But I don't think it's when you look at how many people in America, generally speaking, than women specifically that are on antidepressant pills, I mean, Doja Cat, right? And I'll pause right there. I'll let others speak.
I put the poll to say how what was the poll I put? I put out here in the poll stating, shit. Let me see if I pull up. What's the possibility of she's on psych meds? And everybody right now and there's like 7. Looks like people say she's on some medication, which is I had to agree on, because anytime when you have to go out your way and like remove your hair, it tells you we having a serious midlife crisis. And she says she don't like her hair from the start, so it tells she don't like the forcing here because it's a reminder of the black blood in her, basically.
And it reminds her of the lack of acceptance by those white dudes that she covets so much.
Yes, yeah. And don't get me wrong, she is entertaining non-black men, but she's not holding on to none of them. You get me? They're pumping and dumping her, which is gonna make any woman crazy. It is what it is, And, But,
it's kind of sad.
I'm kind of lost in the sauce. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm kind of lost in the sauce. I don't know who any of these new entertainers are. But when I look at the picture of her and look in the description of what you described, I mean, isn't it the same thing that Tiffany Haddish did? You remember when Tiffany Haddish shaved her head?
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, I do remember that. It's good for you mentioned Tiffany Haddish.
I wanted to bring that up also. Yes.
Yeah, you go into Missy, because I can't really go into
once again. Okay, when did Tiffany Haddish cut her hair? After what?
After her
that failed relationship with Common, maybe. Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying? So like, we're watching these people reach the highest heights, and we're specifically talking about the women, but men kind of go a little bit through this. It's a little different because money, the way men use money, it's gonna be messed up if I say this, and I'm sorry to sound so crass. Men can buy women in a way women can't buy men.
Okay.
And what's happening is that these women are getting to these highest of heights, and then they just, this other thing they just can't get, or they get it and they enjoy it for a little while and then it falls apart and then they fall apart, right? And you see that it's unfortunate. I'm actually happy she brought up Tiffany Haddish, because that's another case, right? So that's unfortunate. I'll pause right there. Go ahead.
It's funny with Tiffany Haddish because she goes for her own crisis as well, and it looks like one thing when women do is they take it out on each other. So what if they'll take out, most likely if it's not physical, it's something that is most prized possession, and it's the hair. I could be wrong. I mean, I only can speak from what I'm noticing.
I kind of think you're right about that, because we do go through transitions as women. And typically it's a transition in how we view ourselves, how we change our look. It may not necessarily be cutting our hair. We might do something like change our hair color. So that's where you have all the gray, red, purples, and blondes running around here. So yeah, I can agree with that.
And to be honest with you, and if you caught the early part of the stream, I read the little tweets that people sent her, and she was very much cussing them out because they didn't really like the look she did. You know, to some of them, I think some of them were white mostly. They were. It was shocked to see her doing that, and you know, and she called them weirdos and all stuff. But it lets you know that the fans do care of what she does out social media. And it's at a point where a lot of young people gonna have to start disconnect from social media if it's getting too hectic when they're all over the place. The last thing you want to be is put yourself in front of a crowd of millions of people tagging you. That's the last place you want to be at, especially going through certain things. It could possibly make you drive you to go to suicide if you're not careful. That's what happened to one porn star. If you remember, Mr. Z. That got too much trolling and she committed suicide.
But here's the thing with a lot of the particular like the Doja Cats of the world, much of their fame is from social media. So when you ask them to let it go, you're asking them to let go kind of what helped them to get to this place in the first place. So I'm agreeing with you that maybe they need to take some time away from these platforms. But at the same time, that's half the reason that we even know who they are, right? So, in a way, it's a catch-22. I can't help but keep on saying it's unfortunate because I truly see it as sad. Watching these people, you imagine? I think Doja Cat's in her mid to late 20s, and
she's in mid 20s now. She just turned 26 this year.
Okay, so. See, 26 years old. You're a millionaire. You're famous. She's not an unattractive woman, right? But you're cutting your hair, and we see this. Y'all remember Britney Spears cutting her hair? I mean, like we've seen this
I remember that
over and over again, particularly with women when they have that kind of situation where it's like, okay, let me go after this very extreme thing. I have an issue, so I'm gonna go after this extreme thing, and I'm gonna cut my hair because this is the boldest statement I can make where people can see a difference in me. And they cut their hair, but it's the hair symbolizes something, right? It's something going on mentally, right, psychologically, and they cut their hair, and it's almost always in this type of fashion, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, she cut her hair after the whole Stranger Things debacle, like almost right after, practically, right? Like that just happened a month ago. So if
it's like a whole month ago. She's made us. And she shaved her head. She shaved her eyebrows too. Where some people that's closer had to go take a trip. Say what? Don't do that.
You see what I'm saying? Like
go play ball. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
was she involved in a relationship when this happened?
No,
she's not in a relationship right now, from what I know of personally.
Yeah,
she's probably in a situationship, Faith, but not in a relationship. One time she was posted with one white dude this month ago, and now she was shooting her shot at another male white person especially, and it's going through a material to say, can I get the link to this person? I want to see if he has a girlfriend, and it states a girl does he got a girlfriend in the tweet.
Well, wow. I would like to ask Miss Faith or any woman that's listening or on the panel or in the chat, where would you have to be psychologically not to plan and say, you know what, my hair a little too long, it's getting a little it's summertime, I'm a trim it a little bit. Where would you have to be to say, you know what, I'm going full on fade? Like, where would you have to be psychologically as a woman for you to make that jump in pretty much instantly, right? Not something you considered for a week or two, but like, I'm cutting my hair right now. Give me the clippers.
Well, I mean, for me, and it really depends on the reason, because I wanted to go natural, and I did not want to transition, like how some people just keep the perm hair and go natural. So I just shaved all my hair off because I didn't want to go through that transition period. So it wasn't anything that happened or a psychological thing. I just wanted to regrow my hair so that it can be healthy. But to answer your question, now that I do have long, healthy hair, I would have to be in a pretty low place psychologically to get rid of my hair, especially if I have nice, healthy hair.
No, that's what I'm saying. And like, even when you said you wanted to, you wanted your hair to be natural, that was something you thought about for a while. Am I correct?
Yeah, I thought about it for a while, did a lot of research. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it took a lot of coming to Jesus moments for me to say, okay, I gotta part with my hair in order to get some healthy hair on here.
So this wasn't a impromptu, I'm gonna look in the mirror, I don't like what I see, let me cut it right here and right now, like, and then also let me shave my eyebrows.
She shaved her eyebrows too?
Yes, she did all this. She's gone complete bald.
Oh, wow.
And that's what I'm saying. Whoever's around Doja, if you're listening, Doja's she might be having, I'm not a psychologist, so I'm gonna just stop right there, or a therapist. Just y'all check on her, right? So, because this speaks to something bigger to me, like, and that's what Chaos, I guess, was trying to tell me when I was speaking in chat. This is bigger than just those white men ain't checking for her. I think that might be one of the straws on the camel's back, but it's not the only straw.
Yeah. Yes. A lot of things going in her head. She's a, weird in her way. She's geeky and weird in her own way, but to go out your way and like say, I don't like the texture of my hair, I hate it, so I shave it. It's some more psychologically embedded in you that's something wrong with you. Because you did hate your hair from the start, you would have shaved it a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? For you to keep it at this point, you feel that hair is a testament that is why you're having the shortcomings in life. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but like I said, everybody, could draw their conclusion on it.
You know what the problem with a lot of that is, Chaos?
Yeah.
People don't admit when they're having that type of issue. See, what you just said, we may be able to see that as Black people because we have cousins or aunts or uncles that they have a problem with being Black, and so we can see the parallels. But it's difficult to walk a person down this road and have a conversation with them when they can't admit to themselves, you hate what you see in the mirror. You see it as a hindrance, right? So, like you said, that's the most blatant example of her being some type of Black, right? And especially after this kind of debacle, the Stranger Things debacle, like, and people.
But what happened with the Stranger Things debacle? Because I'm not really a Doja Cat fan. I don't know her.
Do you want to explain that, Chaos, or do you want me to?
I scanned for. I think one thing, because the studio put her on blast on social media, a lot of people were, personally, from what I've noticed, a lot of them started to unfollow her on either IG or Twitter, and she lost roughly over 250,000 subscribers or followers. Sorry, because of that.
Oh, but okay.
Wow.
So, Miss Faith, this is what happened. The Stranger Thing debacle is Doja Cat found one of the guys from the show Stranger Things. It's a Netflix show. She found one of the white dudes attractive, but she couldn't find his Instagram DM or whatever. So she DM'd one of his co-stars who's 17 years old and asked him, hey, I can't find such and such. Could you tell him I'm looking for him or give him my information or blah, blah, blah. The 17-year-old responds like, hey, he's on IG. What's the problem? Shoot your shot, blah, blah, blah. So they go back and forth for a little bit. I guess the conversation ends. And then the 17-year-old screenshots the conversation and posts it on the internet and kind of embarrasses her. You see what happened? So, yeah. So, and that happened a few weeks ago. Excuse me. And so, yeah, so that's kind of, me and Case are imagining that's one of the straws on the camel's back.
Yeah, so that's what happens. So
but I can't imagine that would be a reason for her to act out in that way. It had to be something else that happened.
Like I said, we will never know. Right now, we just sitting back for the ride. We're just watching what's happening, and we're just drawing some conclusions. I know some people were talking about it. I looked at it. I didn't really give much attention, but because she is a mixed woman, and I really watch other people's take on it. I just give my own take on it personally, but for the sake of conversation, I look at it so much deeper because I always think back from how she carried on throughout the social media space. She was on a white supremacist website, kicking and laughing and cracking jokes on niggas and calling her a nigga. Then she goes do this a month ago. And there are probably some other stories that if I really want to go into deep research, probably some other things she's doing. At the end of the day, she's all over the place. And she is seeking some form of acceptance, you know? So every action you see what she takes is another way of, I guess, trying to punish herself because of her blackness, her partial blackness. You know?
Well, did she say this? Did she say this?
I mean, this is what I'm getting. I'll be honest with you, she would never admit this, person, in my opinion, because she really said that on her own IG live or any tweet. It's going to be a testament to say that she and everybody should know already that, you know, she's here as an artist making money and stuff, but we all know that she's really self-hating Negro. Half Negro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, who
Chaos,
that,
let me tell
that
Faith
other
this because
white woman? I don't know if she's white or mixed, but she used to mess around with Kanye West before he got married.
oh, you're talking about Amber Rose.
Amber
So
Rose.
Yeah, what about her?
yeah,
Yeah, what about her?
but Miss Faith. So to answer your question, Chaos brought this up earlier, but Doja Cat has been on multiple panels on the internet, with white guys kind of slinging around the N word or making race jokes, right, in her presence. So that kind of speaks to what we're saying, where she hasn't outright said she despises, you know, this kind of black side of her, but she has been in the presence of white people making race jokes and kind of didn't say anything about it. She just let that fly, right? So
and here's the funny thing. There was I was when I was Googling this, they said that she tried to sweep it on the rug, like that was not her, that she didn't really do that and all stuff. But it's all over plastered off the Reddit, all in their websites. See, the problem with a lot of people don't understand, they don't have foresight and think long term what your actions is. You do not be in presence of other websites where people could find you and screenshot and record and post it. We live in a digital age now. Everything is a digital print now. Your image is very important. And if you're a person that you're an artist and you singing on stuff, and let's say you have a problem with black people because you're pro-black and you like your blackness. Okay, you keep that to yourself. You don't try to entertain other websites that have a certain hatred for black people, and you're a part of that. It's a bad look. You get me?
Yeah, it is. It is a bad look.
So she caused it herself. So all that's happened today, we could say it's karma. I don't like using that. It's kind of bullshit. But you know, everything is reflective, and it's come to bite her. So that's the.
But don't you think she might be doing the thing that a lot of biracial people do when they're in the company of either black or white people? Like when she's with black people, she's black, and when she's with white people, she's white. They have the unique ability to choose that side because they're from both sides. Yeah. But do you think that's what she was doing?
Listen, there's too many of them that could code switch, and that's the responsibility of us as people. We gotta be careful the ones that are mixed, that they will do that, and they will pick a side when it's convenient. That's our responsibility as black people to draw a line on that, you know, because you don't want no one that's come and say I could play both sides of the fence. No, if you entertain these people and they don't like you and they know you're black and we see it, good, stay over there. You get me? If we see it.
I get you, but that majority of them do this. I mean, I don't know one that hasn't.
I'll be honest with you, I have not really paid attention, but I wouldn't be surprised if I don't know one either. But like I said, when these things happen and we see it, I mean, it's up to us to say, okay, they can code switch. What are we gonna do about it? We're just gonna say, okay, you could tag on with them one time and let them know hey, I'm with you, and then come over here. I mean, you got to be careful at the end of the day, Faith. I mean, I'm not saying.
And do you know whether or not her mother's black or white?
No, her mother is white. She's Jewish.
Okay, so that explains it all. Because I'm gonna tell you, about the self-hatred of mixed biracial children raised by white mothers and black fathers. They usually see their black fathers doing the exact same thing as far as letting the mother use the N-word in front of them, and it's totally okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't see that with mixed children raised by black mothers, though.
I would agree, but I would agree, but there are black women the same way too. And here's why: I know of one, and probably some other celebrities I could look up, but I know one in doubt that was evident and was revealed. You know the wife of Derrick Rose? You know she's mixed, right?
Yeah, I do.
Her mother is black and her father's white. She has references some racial slurs to black people, especially black women, as well.
I will say this. I will find that there's probably more mixed children that are raised by black fathers and white mothers that do allow the code switching language to occur in front of them. Now, you might have some outliers like you just mentioned, but I know a plethora of mixed children raised by black women, and you know a black woman is going to speak up. We're not going to sit there and not say anything. We'll check you in a minute. Those mixed children, they're not standing for that because their black mother didn't stand for it. But mixed children in the household with that white mother and that black father, that self-hating black father that will do anything to make his white wife happy and the white relatives happy, oh, he's going to definitely stand there and take all of that. And that's what he teaches his children.
If he's involved. I look at it either or. I don't respect the both unions anyway, because when it comes to us black folks personally, we have a certain mindset that if we're going to entertain these non-black unions, we're not really think in a way where it said we're in control overall. You know what I'm saying? Depending on our mated. And that's the more greater fear. Now, mind you, there are exceptions to the rule, like you said. We might not see it much because, as you know, and it's growing that, you know, black women that are able to marry non-black men is starting to pick up, you know what I'm saying? And unless it starts to pick up like the same like black men, we can have this conversation. But right now, you know, like I said, usually when it comes to the black man and the white woman, yeah, it's evident because there's more of this relation and more mature than the opposite side. So, like I said, I will still be cautious of either or. But like I said, it's evident we're going to see more of the fathers going to really accept it because let's be honest, you know, when white woman deals with black men, it's always about a power relationship. You know, I did a live stream on this. If you check my live stream on this, I did a take on a TikTok on this that's fully on the internet, and that's only a few of many. You get me? With white women and black men, you know. So I leave it there. Any closing remarks, Faith?
Well, you know, I don't really know who the person in question is, but from what you guys tell me and what the actions that she has done, I think that there's a deeper issue going on with her. I definitely think that it has something to do with her ability to attract the men that she wants, and probably some embarrassment on trying to attract somebody of the other dominant race. So, like you said, they might need to check on her. You know, shaving the eyebrows, shaving the head is one thing. That could be a lot of things. She could be trying to, you know, grow back some normal, you know, some healthy hair. But shaving the eyebrows too, that's a little bit too. That's a little bit much.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? And when I was reading it, I said, "Oh, you shave your eyebrows too?" I said, "Damn, girl, you going through some real crisis for real. It ain't no joke."
Yeah, but that's the reason why I brought up Amber Rose, because, you know, she's kind of similar in that respect. Remember when she totally went bald and she made it a whole fashion statement?
Yeah, I didn't really know the history of Amber Rose per se, but since you know her more than me, I will take your word for it. You know, because I thought all the time she always rocked the bald head because she was Kanye at the time. That's the only time I know about her, when she's with this entertainer. I know about her like 20 years ago when she was in her 20s, you know.
I think she went bald after she dealt with Kanye.
Oh, damn. Well, damn, that
or during the time that she was with him. So, you know, there's some issues there. I'm just saying.
And you know, it's funny. I'm not sure if the father is black and the mother's white. I don't know what mixture she is.
Well, I don't know if she's black. See, there's been a lot of debate.
And that's the thing. Is she really black? That's the question. Yeah. You know, so a lot of question marks with a lot of these relationships, you know, personally. once you're a celebrity, entertainer, basketball player, etc., it's evident you're gonna be stepping into weirdo territory. You're gonna be doing two things: interracial mingling, or same sex nonsense. It's one or the other. But I'll leave that there. I'm not going more in that rabbit hole. All right, thank you, Faye, for coming up. But it gives you some context to look at. Maybe you should look at it from your own perspective as a woman. Who knows?
Who knows? But ladies, don't let these guys drive you bald. All right, I'm out of here.
Take care, Faye. That's the Faye factor, people. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
All right, guys. That's it. I hope this was helpful for y'all. Said a lot. Y'all might have to go to the replay about this. Yeah. Oh yeah. But overall, I'm saying she probably needs somebody to counsel her, and see what really is going on with her. Let's end the polls. The results. Yes, she's on psychomedication. 7% of the votes say yes. So that's pretty much it, guys. Like always, if you are new to the Chaos Reign channel, welcome to the Chaos Reign channel. And also, please follow me on Twitter at Chaos Reign 7. And add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Reign on Facebook. And please join the Discord service. Be the one of many of the Chaos Reign, where we must restore the order in which the world we live in today. Be one of the few. Join the Discord service. All that is in the About section on the YouTube page of the Chaos Reign channel. And that's all the links. Until next time, you know what it is. Chaos Reign!